Good evening and welcome to the locker room in red and white.
BBB Sports, man.
Official today. Well, welcome back.
Good to be here, man.
Certainly looks like you had a great time from the looks of the credit card charges and stuff.
Yeah, let's just call ask my wife what she thought about that $2 and a nickel that you told me I could spend. And she said,
well,
Lord, that's crazy.
Looked like you had a great time.
Yeah, I had a great time. Eat well, yeah.
4 tanks of gas.
I
so
did
that's
eat,
good.
yeah.
That's good.
It took a little bit more than 4 tanks,
That's
but I
good,
did. I did eat well. Let's put it that way. I'm glad you got to try to take some credit.
We'll put the bill out when it comes in.
But let me tell you something. The people at Rockwood, the people at Oliver Springs, the people at Anderson County, the people at Kingston, all those places that we go, Clinton, they all know what you're known for.
Oh, that's just
half of a hot dog or half of a hamburger.
That's what you're putting out.
That's
see.
what you're known for.
They
is
know.
the half of a hot dog man.
They know.
So they know. That's why people bring me hamburgers and hot dogs and drinks during the game, because they know you're too tight to furnish anything.
Well, most of the time, all of that's covered in the
shirt
press box.
This shirt, Brad got me this shirt. It's just a leftover. So you want to give a shirt, it's a leftover. That's like you go buy leftover things. So I was lucky to get it. So you toot your horn all you want. Everybody knows Ron Berry. Everybody knows Ron Berry.
They're good.
Everybody knows.
Well, welcome back. Did you have a good time?
I had a great time, man. Anytime you're not have to be around work or politics or
around
anything
work.
else.
When's the last time you were around work?
Not today. Anytime you don't have to be around politics or work or anything else, I mean.
Politics is fun.
Politics fun, ain't buddy?
Politics is fun.
I mean, you eat it up, don't we?
Politics is fun.
We could turn this into a political show.
We could.
And we would probably even throw down more than we do.
We could. It would be.
Maybe we ought to start doing a political show once a month. That's what we ought to do. Maybe there'll be some people would like to sponsor us doing a political show once a month.
We could do that.
Yeah, that'd be something. That'd be wild. That'd be something fun to do.
No, it wouldn't be wild.
Yeah, it'd be wild, all right. It'd be wild because you're out there in left field.
No, it wouldn't be.
You're for one person and I'm for another.
Wow. Well, that doesn't make it wild.
That makes it wild with you. It does, because you think, no, the American dream is you think I got to be for who you're for.
No, never.
I'm glad we're talking sports tonight. See, we'd already be on the sidetrack right now if we wasn't. But
well, we're coming in on the regional and region finals sectionals for softball and Saturday and baseball Monday.
Is Rockwood
Friday.
Still alive?
Rockwood is out.
They're out.
They got beat 13-12 Monday night. I think it was Chattanooga Arts and Sciences in the bottom of the last inning. So
wow. Good run for them, though.
Down. I think Kingston girls are still in. They defeated Union County. So at some point they'll end up having to play Gibbs. So that's a tough order to Gibbs and softball are. You got to go through Gibbs to get to the state tournament. But everything's winding down. So it's been a quick May.
Well, that's the way that happens for us around here. It winds down, and we get over May, and then we take a little break in June.
Yeah, it's been quick.
And then in July, the heat turns up, and then it gets, before you know it, we're August, and whoo, we're wondering if it's going to be too hot for a football game.
Got a news flash right before we came on the air.
Yes. It's former SEC commissioner. Is it Adam Slive?
Mike Slive.
Mike Slive passed away. I think age 77. They said. Had he been sick? I don't know. So.
But he certainly gets credit for continuing and building. I think the SEC network.
Didn't he start the SEC championship game? Was that under his watch?
No, I think that was under the former commissioner from Knoxville. But Sly got the he's responsible for each school getting about $30 million now.
This guy said that he's in right field and you're the left winger. Talking about me.
Left winger?
Yeah, I'm a left winger, whatever that means. I'm a left winger.
Yeah, that means way out there.
I'm way out there.
That's way out there.
Yeah, I'm way out there then. Way out there.
Well, that's okay. That's your right.
I just wonder what Drac thinks about all this.
About all of what?
This with you. What's Drac think?
Drac and I are on the
You,
same
you think
page.
Drax watching tonight?
Oh yeah, we're on the same page.
You called him for the show.
yeah,
Got him.
Drax ready.
How's my man Peabody? Not to get off the subject. I
Peabody's
hadn't heard you talk about
Peabody's
it.
doing
Peabody
well.
doing good.
Peabody's doing well.
Okay.
He's getting cranked up, getting ready for, another big season. He'll probably take him a cruise here before long and get
Wow.
rested up.
I'd like to see him on a cruise.
I would
I'd pay
too.
to see that.
We got to trim his beard up before he goes. So he's gonna look a little shaggy on the beard side.
Got a beard?
Oh,
He's went hippie on us, hey? He's went hippie.
But he's anytime he can wear shorts, he's in good he's in good form. So and wear shorts probably 11 months out of the year
And house shoes.
and house shoes, yeah.
Camouflage, I thought.
But
maybe.
he's
Anyway, I just
he's,
wanted to ask
he's,
about him.
he's well. As you mentioned, high school football, man, just around the corner. I noticed yesterday Kingston's out in spring practice. Anderson County, I think, was either finished or just finishing up, so they're involved in it as well.
That's the big thing about
Oak Ridge was
AC.
in
You know,
May.
the big thing about AC they've been talking about is the quarterback. Stanton Martin, is, apparently recovered and must be pretty healthy right now.
Boy, it
and
would be exciting to watch him this year.
yes, it will be. I look for. I'll tell you what, I'm looking right now forward. I think it'd be the third round rematch
At Anderson
at
County.
Anderson County this time.
Big difference.
Big difference.
And it probably would
Now, I
have
know
been.
that's putting it too far ahead because
Well,
things
it
can
is,
happen,
but it probably wouldn't have
it
been.
don't hurt to it don't hurt to dream a little.
Probably
bit
would have
about it.
been different last year if he doesn't go down.
Probably, even though he
21 to
tried
nothing?
even 21. Even though he tried to continue on to play, and I think he did play. Just a really good. First of all, he's a really good football player, but he's a really good young man too.
And this is an outstanding senior class for them.
Yes, I mean they're setting. This is what we heard. I mean, coming in as freshmen, I think it's one of the bigger freshman classes to come in, and this is where they thought they would be. They might have got there a little early last year, maybe, but they thought they would be there. So I think this year,
You may have 3 or 4 Division I players on that football team,
good possibility. Some good kids.
or if not Division I, certainly mid to high level college bowl division.
I would think there'll be some kids that'll sign some scholarships at AC next year that'll be should be pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, wherever they decide to go, I don't know where they'll go, but
I mean, you'll have the
You can
Middle
name-
Tennessees or
yes,
that caliber, that next level. Maybe not SEC, but that next level. There'll be some kids.
yeah, Stanton and Richie Snow's son. I mean, he's got a high motor, got a motor that goes all the time. I mean,
Poog or Pew or
yeah,
number 18.
yeah, I can't think of it. Yeah, there's a bunch, some receivers. I mean, there's a lot of good kids up there. So,
Pogue.
Is it Pogue? I don't remember. Maybe Richie will call us if he's watching. He'll drop some names on us, and we can talk about it. But that ought to be, if you're looking at our area right now, just up on this end, that's the team I think that's the team that'll drive us a lot on Wednesday night this year. That's the team we'll talk about, and rightly so. And then I guess my interest is really going to be to see what Clinton does, and you've got the schedule, to see what Clinton does, and let's see what Oak Ridge does this year.
Well, let's look at Anderson County.
look
You
at
know,
Anderson
and
County's
Anderson
schedule.
County's got, obviously went in 4A and got a division pretty much made up of Chattanooga teams, but they opened with Carter at home, so I'm going to give them that one. They're at William Blunt. I'm going to give them that one. They're at Hickson. I'm going to give them that one. Clinton, week 4. I'll give that to Anderson County.
Might as well.
Chattanooga Howard, Anderson County. Heritage is playing pretty good ball. That's Heritage 6A, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they're playing better, but not well enough.
Nope.
East Ridge, and East Ridge is at East Ridge, and they've got homecoming. So East Ridge is playing Anderson County for homecoming.
That's not a good pick.
Woo!
That's a smack in the face.
Wow. Then they're open. Then they have Chattanooga Central at home, East Hamilton, and at Sequoia. I don't see anybody beating them, David.
I just think they're on the table too. I'm with you.
Okay, 10-0.
And no,
So what you got?
that's what I got.
Wow. You know, the only disadvantage in that schedule is I'm gonna guess that Carter probably doesn't bring a lot of fans. Clinton will bring a bunch. Howard probably will not. Chattanooga Central probably will not. East Hampton will not.
Well,
so you only,
I think the AC fans will carry them. You know, there'll be some big turnouts just on the AC part of it, just for just
I
the-
think
the
AC,
home.
right? But I mean,
Yeah, no, you won't bring a lot of visitors in.
you make the profit off the visitors, though, right?
Yeah, you make but I don't think I don't think they're too concerned about that. I really don't. So I think at best, if you just wanted to say at best, could somebody slip up and beat them? Maybe. I don't see it. Yeah, you could say 9-1 or 10-0, and 10-0 sounds a whole lot better to me anyway. So I take 10-0. I'd go 10-0.
Okay.
I really would.
And we're going to go for a break. We'll be right back.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is your gift destination. Shop the new plush selection for that special someone. We have Bath and Body Works popular fragrances and custom gift baskets too. Live and Let Live has a wide selection of gift and home decor for any occasion, from yard flags to selected jewelry plus much more. We have Big Orange giftware always available year-round. And don't forget to enjoy a soda fountain treat while you shop. Live and Let Live Drugstore, Gift Shop, and Soda Fountain in downtown Rockwood.
All right, crew, let's get started. All right.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
In today's world, you don't stay in business long without providing exceptional customer service. The Duff family has been providing exceptional customer service for over 44 years. Our customers rate us highly, as shown by the fact we're the only dealer in Tennessee to have earned the Subaru Love Promise Award for 7 years in a row. Check our online reviews or ask your friends. They'll tell you to come to Earl Duff Subaru, where buying is a pleasure.
Choose financing as low as 0% on all new 2018 Forester models at Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman.
Mulch & More in Midtown is your landscaping headquarters. Mulch & More offers mulch, the best topsoil in the area. All types of gravel, sand, pea gravel, either loose or in bags, creek rock, river rock, field stone, mountain mist stone, railroad cross ties, straw bales, fence posts, farm gates, and much more. Mulch & More offers backhoe and dump truck service. And Mulch & More can also demolish a house or building on your property, and they'll haul it off for you. Give Gary a call today at 865-740-5229 for Mulch & More in Midtown.
Roan Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roan Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roan Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roan Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roan Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
Reno Sporting Goods, your first choice for sports equipment. On the court, on the field, or in the stands, Reno's has the brand names you want. All the latest from Adidas, Under Armour, and more. From custom embroidery to screen printing, it's all about the game. For over 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods.
5 4x8.
Shot, man.
Wow.
4 bags.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, let's look at Clinton. Clinton scheduled at Scott County. I'll say Clinton will win that one.
All right, I agree with you.
At Seymour getting a new coaching staff up there. I'll say they'll win that one.
They won those two last
2-0.
year. I'll give you that.
At Anderson County,
Lost.
that's going to be pretty tough. Powell,
Lost.
new coach coming in. Can
No, not a new coach necessarily.
Well,
coach
but I mean,
coming back home.
new to the kids that are there now.
They'll do fine probably. That's a loss.
Okay. Central
Loss.
at home. Knoxville West at home.
Loss.
Just 4 home games. At
Yeah,
Fulton.
Yeah, that's a loss.
Could be upset.
Loss.
Oak Ridge at home.
Loss.
That's week 9. At Campbell County.
Loss.
At Carnes.
I'll say a win, but Carnes beat them last year, so you're looking at 3-7 maybe.
3-7.
And here's to put some question marks beside some of those games. We really don't know what Central's got back this year. That's this team that I personally myself don't keep up with. I know they got a really good coach and they played really well. And you're probably right saying new coach at Powell. Could you put a question mark by that game? Maybe. Maybe you could put a question mark by that game. Could you put a question mark by, there was one more down there you had, I don't remember which it was. Could you put a question mark by Carnes? Yeah, but we went ahead and give that to them. So,
I'm 5-5.
Well, at the I think people in Clinton would take that.
They'll have to find, they'll find a way to win one.
They've got to find. Well, they got to find a way to win more than one. They got to find a win. I think everybody thought last year when they started off 2-0 that it was really, that it was going to be, everything was going to be okay, and it wound up not being okay. You would hope, and you would think that he's had now 2 years in the weight room with him, and this will be the second year of his philosophy of offense and defense, that they've had a chance to get things turned around and get it headed in the right direction.
Quarterback back?
Boy, that's a good question. Yes, I think he is, but I don't think at the end of last year the quarterback that started the year finished the year.
How about coaching staff?
As far as I know,
Intact?
everything's intact.
That's a big difference.
Well, as far as I know, everything's intact. Like I said, I live right there, but I don't keep up with it that much. So, but 5-5, ooh, that's going out on a limb.
That's the way I like to go.
Well, I'll just say right. I'll just say right now 3-7 with some question marks that could be wins, that could get them to 5-5. I'll put some questions. Hang on the limb.
Got to have a little risk, man.
Hang on the limb.
Gotta have a little
I'm
risk.
hanging on the limb at 3-7.
Let's look. Let's go down now and look at Harriman. Harriman has Kingston at home to start it, and boy, we've been there many times and
Been there, done that rodeo.
Seen them standing up on the hill there, way back around the
Lined up
curve.
all the way over in that church parking lot trying to come in to get in the game. What Harriman, it seems like Harriman always plays Kingston tough for 2 or 3 quarters. And Kingston always finds a way to win the game in the last quarter.
Yeah.
Always.
About the last 2 minutes.
Yeah. They always find a way. They always find a way to win that game. So, I don't really know what Harriman's got coming back or Kingston's got coming back like I have in years past, but it is one of those games where you could toss a coin, and honestly toss a coin and say, because those games have been close. Yeah. And Harriman could have very well. Am I right when I say this? Harriman could have very well won 3 out of the last 4, maybe, or 2 out of the last 4.
Maybe 2.
I mean. Out of those 2 of those 4, they've led some of those.
Yeah.
Big,
I think they've led probably in all 4 of them.
Probably led in all 4 of them at one time or another, right?
Probably.
So they're on the door. They're on the doorstep too. I mean, and the same thing when you talk about Rockwood, you could say the same thing about Rockwood playing Kingston.
I just think Kingston again is going to be too strong. Then they have Wartburg at home, and I like the Devils in that one. Then they go to Cofield. Cofield will be a team that's looking for a lot of leadership this year. They've lost another outstanding quarterback, but they always seem to find. And I'm sure will Parker's brother play quarterback this year?
That's a question Brad Jones could probably answer. I don't know. I'm not.
I think they have another quarterback, and he'll probably stay a wide receiver. Oneida, always tough. They get them at home. At Sunbright, like the Devils there. At Rockwood, the fact that it's at Rockwood, I'll take Rockwood. Oliver Springs, boy, who you like there?
This might be Oliver Springs' year. Okay? So, I'm gonna say Oliver Springs.
Oliver Springs.
I'm just saying it because I really think this is.
I understand.
I really think this is Oliver Springs' year, and I don't
understand.
know. And there's Oliver, and there's the Harriman coach calling to get on us right now, probably. So, I really think this could be Oz's year, and you know, they kept knocking at the door last year. They knocked at the door last year. This might be Oliver Springs' year.
How about Midway? Midway at Harriman.
At Harriman?
Yeah, I'll take Harriman just
I'll take
because
Harriman
it's
because
at home.
Because it's home.
At Greenback.
Ooh. Well, you know, you would eventually think Greenback is going to be sort of like Coalfield this year. They're sort of going to lose. They're going to lose some of their. They're going to lose some of
Or
their.
Maryville.
Some of their, huh?
Or like Maryville.
Or like Maryville, but well, yeah, they could be like Maryville. You would think Greenback, but I think Greenback's got some of those running backs back again this year, so it's not really going to change. And I'll take Greenback.
And Oakdale.
Brad is Oakdale. I'll still take Harriman. Brad has told me Lance Bird will be the quarterback. Peyton McKinney will stay at wide receiver.
I'm gonna have Harriman going 5-5.
5-5.
Well, you got it.
I'd say 5-5. I agree with you. There's a game or two there that they could win. I wouldn't be shocked. 6-4, maybe, possibly even, possible.
Okay, let's look at Oliver Springs. You brought up Oliver Springs. Let's look at Oliver Springs. Bledsoe County.
That's a win for Oz, I think. I really do believe that.
At Kingston.
Man, that's a loss.
That's early in the year for them to be playing that game. Then Kingston has Northview Academy. I mean, Oliver Springs has Northview Academy.
That's
I'm
another
sorry.
tough game. Are they in Northview? Northview's not the same classification as Oliver Springs, or is it? Or
No, they're with Kingston. They're 3A.
okay. I'll have to take Northview.
Then they have Greenback at home.
Ooh, I'll take Greenback.
Claiborne County
Oz.
at Harriman.
And we done said Harriman probably wins that game.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
Sunbright
Oz.
in Oakdale
Oz.
at Cofield
That's a loss.
and at Midway.
I think they win that game. Oz does. What, 5-5, 6-4?
Yeah, which one you want?
What? What do you mean? Which one I want?
Well, you had there's 1, 2,
I'm gonna go
3.
6. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do.
4. Yeah, you had them 6 and 4.
I'm gonna go 6-4. I'm gonna go 6-4 with the possibility of being 7-3. There's a possibility they upset somebody, and I think I know who the upset might be.
Do you?
Yep, I sure do.
You don't want to share it?
I don't want to share it. I want to be able to go out and get my vehicle and go home tonight.
Okay. Wow. Well, they don't play anybody local on there.
Yeah, they do too.
Cofield.
Okay.
Oh.
I think they might upset Cofield.
Ooh. Big matchup.
Big matchup.
And that's week 10.
That's week 10.
It's when it's cold and rainy sometimes.
Cold and rainy. Yep. And that's a rivalry game.
But it's at Cofield.
I understand that.
You don't care.
I don't care. Just could be an upset. There's one every year, man.
Coach Green will get them going.
There's one every
Fired
year.
up.
There's one every year. There's one every year. Or it could be one of those other. It could be the Harriman game. I'm not just saying. I just think I just think they upset somebody. I think it's Oz's turn to be back.
But we've got them winning the Harriman game.
It's time for him to be back.
That's not an upset.
Well, it's not. No, it's not. I forgot we've done that. But it's time for Oliver Springs to be back. So I'm looking at an upset. Well, now listen, the upset would either be you got to pick the upset here. The upset would either be Kingston or Cofield. And if Oliver Springs is going to beat one of those two teams, who do you think it would be?
Well, somebody would think it would be Harriman.
Well, maybe it is Harriman. Maybe we're right. Maybe 6-4 is right, and there's not a 7-3. Okay, so we'll leave it just like it is. 6-4.
And you like Cofield with an upset.
No,
circle,
I didn't say
let's
I like
circle that.
Coalfield with an
Let's-
upset. I said
I'm
if
saying you like Oliver Springs with
I
upset
said if
at
there's
Coalfield.
an upset, Oliver Springs could pull the
Well,
upset
that's what I'm
off.
saying.
But that would make them 7-3.
Well, but I'm just saying, you know, you're
understand
getting
what
all
I'm saying.
excited here.
I'm not
Now,
getting all
well, you
excited.
raising your voice.
No, I'm not raising my voice
You
yet.
know, you got turning red and
No,
everything else.
oh yeah, I'm
here.
red already.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
being out in the sun.
I mean, you really.
That's what I think anyway. Don't know what you think. You're afraid to do it.
You're on the air.
Ron Berry.
Yes.
David Queener. How are you?
Hey, the man.
I can just barely hear you, Ron.
Did you get your latte this afternoon? Hello?
I can't hear you at all now, Ron.
You can't hear us now?
Can you hear me?
Can't hear us now?
I can hear David. Always can hear David, yes.
Well, he's not even talking in the microphone.
I'm not even talking. I've not said anything.
Can you hear me now?
Listen, David, let me ask you one thing. You're always telling me to Ron Berry does not ever give you anything, but look at your shirt that you're wearing.
He didn't give it to me.
He did not?
Certainly did.
No, he did not. Brad,
sure
Brad gave me the shirt.
What do you think paid for?
Well, I had a great time last week, Ron. No controversy, no drama at all. It was just an easy hour of talking sports.
There never is any controversy until David's here.
Thanks, E.T., for the call. We appreciate it.
E.T., we were just going over Clinton's football schedule. David has them 3-7. I have them 5-5.
Well, we talked about it. Of course, last year was a 6-home game, and this next year will be a 4-home game. I'm just thinking that would be tough on any ball club. I think the first 3's away, come home for a couple, and then Oak Ridge comes to Clinton. I don't know. It's just tough. I'm not sure they've solved the quarterback situation. I hope they have, but haven't talked to Randy how his spring practice has gone. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see on that. But just having 4 home games, you're going to get a hit at your fundraising, for the year, for your gate and in concessions. And, of course, they'll bring it back 5 games next year. Ron, this is one thing you probably do not want to bring up, being a commission person in Rome County, but you guys were talking about Oliver Springs and all them playing. Let's go 3 years into the future, and let's say all the consolidation takes place. I'm going to hang up and let you guys talk about this, but what kind of athletic program will they possibly have if that happens? What do? Do you fire the entire coaching staffs of all of these schools and hire 1 or 2 to handle what you consolidated schools are now? So you may not want to do this, Ron.
So you're talking. You're talking.
David paid me well for this question.
You're talking about what do you do?
I'm out,
if,
E.T.
if you consolidate.
Hold on just a minute. I'll see you folks next week, okay? I've enjoyed tonight. This is the Ron Berry Show from this point on.
You know, E.T., I thought you and I had a special arrangement. I thought we had a special chemistry there. And he's hung up on me
He
now.
hung up.
Yes.
It's a long way.
Strike and leave.
It's a long ways from being a reality, isn't it?
Strike and leave. Well, no, not necessarily. Not necessarily. I think you probably do what most schools. What did Anderson County do? What did?
I think back in the day they had a new coaching staff. I say new. There might have been some guys that came. I don't remember. It's been so long ago, but I'd say there's a new coaching. Some new coaches, some old coaches. I would think. I know for sure there was a new head coach. Yeah. I would think there'd be some new coaches.
I think. And fortunately, first off, I don't have anything to do with that. So that's the first thing that's good about that scenario.
Thank God for that.
But I would guess it would be like starting a new program.
Sort of like Northview.
Stone Memorial did it. Northview did it.
Yeah.
And probably what if I were making that call, probably what I would try to do is go out and find me a retired, successful 5 or 6A football coach and hire him as athletic director and say, now hire us coaches that can win at this level.
Let me ask you a question, and
you didn't like that answer?
Yeah, I love that answer. I wanted to ask a question. I wanted to ask a question to go with it, though. Do you go ahead and play do you go ahead and play football immediately, or do you do like some of those other schools, weed your way in? I mean,
No,
get
I
your-
think
you just go ahead and play
I think you
immediately?
play in that situation
because you've had football.
you had them. Yeah, you've had them. You're not.
You've had football, and
Yeah.
you're just combining it.
Yeah.
And all you're going to do is take all the kids from Rockwood, Harriman, and Kingston, I assume,
Yeah.
and put them all together. Wow, it's going to be. I think it'll be a really good
And
football program.
and the thing that you have is you'd have a varsity team, a junior varsity, and a freshman team. So
Yeah, and it'd be a little different than what the coaches are used to operating on down there today, because they. Does any of those schools have a JV football team?
They-
a junior varsity?
they do, as
Not-
as best they can.
But not. It won't
Right.
be the quantity
Right.
that
And no
one
freshman.
one high school would have.
And so therefore, when you look at the situation there are enough coaching slots for a lot of coaches as well.
Another question is, would they play at one of those schools, or would you have a new football?
No,
team?
there would be a new facility.
New facility would be turf.
My hope would be. I
You're
don't-
just
uh,
hoping.
I would certainly ask Mr. Haslam to, come down and visit the pilot station in Roane County and
And I know you
drop a
know.
check
I mean,
off.
am I right when I say that the site that everybody's looking at? I say everybody, or the school board's looking at, is at Rome State High
Rome
School.
State,
Rome
yeah.
State College.
Yeah.
It's right there on that campus, and
pretty much.
would offer. You will be able to offer, as far as the sports stuff goes, you'll be able to offer more sports.
Lots
but-
more sports. Yeah.
But the academic side will even be bigger and greater
and
too,
the
right?
CTE and the CTE
Right.
offerings, yeah.
Yeah, right.
But the sports would be equal for kids. I mean, you'd have track. Every all those three schools then would have track. None of them have track. A lot of offerings, but
It's got good points about points.
I
I'm
really
sure.
appreciate you, ET. It's
Well, I mean, it's not something that.
it's not.
It's not something that's not out in the public.
It's
I mean,
not, and
it's
I'm proud,
in-
and
it's-
I'm proud to be an advocate for it. I'm not trying to hide anything. I think it's great for the county. When you look at other places, on Friday night, you can actually sit. You can sit in Rockwood and watch the vehicles going by down to Ray County. That are playing in Ray County from up this way. You go down, you can see a lot of cars from up this way heading down. Even maybe toward Chattanooga. It's just different. But all of the extracurricular stuff that goes with football. You got, and we have been really privileged to see some outstanding bands.
Well, I can't imagine what the bands would be
And the
like.
bands, I mean, you've already got the nucleus there with the Roane County High School band.
And that's a really good band. The Rockwood band's a really
Rockwood
good band,
band
and
is
the
a good
Harriman
band.
is a really good band. Too.
So
Wow,
you
can
combine all of
imagine the
those,
band? Can you imagine
together.
the band program that school will have?
So
Wow.
lots of
I
lots
hadn't
of good
even
stuff.
thought about that.
Lots of good
But
stuff.
Kingston has one of the areas. I mean, they have
Oh,
one
they
of the
own-
top
they have
bands in the
probably
area.
close to 200, a little over 200.
Yeah, they have a huge band.
Much larger than a lot of colleges.
You know,
around.
and Harriman doesn't have a very big band, but they're really good though.
And
what are they called? They're called, what is it?
Rhapsody in Blue.
Rhapsody in Blue. Yeah, yeah,
And,
and they're really good.
And Chris Metcalf's done a great job at Rockwood. And the big thing about them is not only has he increased in numbers, but the volume. That's really when you know you've sort of arrived, is that volume is and kids are having a good time and loving it. So lots of things going on, and it's a lot of places around us have already done what we're trying to get done. So a lot of work to be done yet. But,
I understand that. Sort of in the process of doing a little bit of that where I'm at.
it's
right now.
it's tough, but that's what you take on when you take on these jobs. Sometimes you just got to put your big boy britches on and step up to the booth and vote.
You're exactly right.
So-
That's what I told some people today. But
When does that political show start?
I don't know. We can start tonight if you.
I believe it started. Thank you, E.T., my
you,
man.
E.T.,
baby.
Yes.
And big supporter of the Clinton Dragons. But having said all of that, man, how great has it really been? And how many people get the opportunity that we've had to meet the kids that we've seen come through
Bunch.
and say, man, look at this freshman. And just like that,
You know,
they're gone. But we've seen them develop. I mean, when I'm talking about develop, not only have we seen them develop as football players and basketball players, but as individuals.
I tell you what has probably got me more than anything, okay? I came from the background of higher up football, being class 5A, 4A, or 6A, or whatever you want to call it, with Clinton and Oak Ridge and Anderson County and those folks. And I guess I come to the appreciation of the smaller town football over the years by going to Rockwood and Harriman and Cofield. And I've really, just to be honest with you, I became a really big fan down at Cofield. Well, I'm a really big fan at Rockwood and Harriman too, but I really like going to Cofield during the playoff time. I just like the atmosphere, and I like it at Harriman and Rockwood too, and Oliver Springs. I've come more of a high school football fan by being able to do this, by being able to have some of the young men in studio and talk to them, cut up with them a little bit, and and then you have a little invested interest in them then, because you watch them play on Friday nights, and then on Wednesday nights they're in here with me and you sometimes. And wherever we're at when high school, whether we've been several locations on Wednesday night to do the show, and whether it's the Pizza Inn or whether it was, I can't remember the restaurant down
Calhoun's on the River.
Calhoun's on the River, but the other place that we did when we first started sports play, I can't remember the name of it, but whatever that was. I mean, it's just nice to do that and have those kids come in, give them a little praise, let some people talk about them, because but I've really became the smaller high school, the people, the Cofields, the Oz, the Harrimans, and not necessarily Kingston, because Kingston's a little bit bigger. Kingston's probably more my speed of the if you want to look at.
I can see that.
No, I don't mean it like that. Kingston. Now I'll tell you something about Kingston. Now I used to give them a hard time, but man, when you go down there, I'll tell you what, they sure take care of you.
Take care of
They sure take care. Now, Coach King, I'll give Coach King as much grief as anybody sitting here on Friday nights anyway. And every time I see him at a school board function, now I enjoy talking to him. I like to talk to him, and I have a good time talking to him when we're at a school board function somewhere together.
The other thing is and last year was sort of special because we had some teams that advanced on into the playoffs, and to be able to see a Rockwood go to Meigs County, #1 team in the state, and they whooped us pretty good, in the regular season by 2 onside kicks back to back.
Yeah. Well, Rockwood won the first half of that
but you go down there, and I'm talking, you're on the field. There might be 5 feet from the fence to the sideline, and the little stands. I mean, they truly are on the visitor side really small.
Sort of like Cofield.
No, it's
smaller than Cofield.
They may be. There was just one of those sections. But anyway, you're right on top. I mean, you're on top of the play, and to watch, to watch the community, pull for some kids that played their hearts out and probably played a little above. They gave it everything they had.
Well, Coach,
those are the special moments that you never forget.
Coach Webb over the years has finally caught on. He's finally started throwing the ball a little bit. So
it took you a long time.
It took me a long time to get him convinced of that. I like Coach Webb. I like him to death. I like Coach Tapp. You pretty much know what you're going to get out of Coach Tapp when you talk to him. You know pretty much what his little spiel to you is going to be. Coach Webb's the same way. He doesn't say a lot, I've really become where I really like those guys a lot, and I look forward to when we go.
With Coach Tapp, it doesn't matter what game it is. You can talk to him on the field, and he's a nervous wreck.
Yeah, it really does.
He's a nervous wreck.
He's a nervous wreck. got people
And-
hurt or
and
something he's going on with.
and
I mean,
that's,
you know what you're going to get. You
and
know what
that's-
you're going to get with him, and that's the way Coach Webb is too. I really enjoy, I enjoy aggravating Coach Webb a little bit about throwing the ball, and
He doesn't like it.
he doesn't like he doesn't like to throw the ball.
No,
listen.
No, he doesn't enjoy you picking on
He
him.
doesn't
like
enjoy me
that.
picking on him, probably neither. But Coach Webb, if he had his choice, he'd run it out of 100 times. He'd run it 100. He'd never throw the football.
We talked about Gibbs. Gibbs is beating Kingston 12-0 now in softball. So Gibbs is, and there's a lot of teams that Gibbs will beat 12-0.
Well,
So.
and I won't throw any coaches out. I like the coach at all. I'll never forget when we started talking to Davey Gillum in Anderson County. He didn't want to. It's like pulling teeth.
Well, he wouldn't. He wouldn't talk.
It wouldn't hardly talk.
Coach Terry
Coach
was
Terry
it.
would talk. Now Coach Gillum will talk to us, and it's like we got to say, all right, Coach,
Come on the show.
Come on the show with us. We got to go. We got to go. We got to get ready for the show. So he's came a long ways with us, and I enjoy talking to him too. I enjoy going to AC. We have a good time at AC, and they treat us really well too. But Coach Henry at Cofield is another guy that he's just as easy to talk to as it is for me and you to sit here and talk to each other, and I really enjoy.
Met him the first time in 1994 at Vanderbilt Stadium. He had a young man out there from Oneida, and I had my son out there, and little do you know, this is the way the world revolves. Little do you know that relationship, just that one day, is actually, I was doing some business in Oneida, and he was an assistant up there, and got to sort of build on that relationship, and then bang, here he ends up right in our back door at Cofield. And little do you know, and that's a lesson for life, is that, you know, you never know when you're striking up a conversation with someone, whether that's going to end up being one of your best friends, or whether it's going to be somebody that your paths are going to cross. So the key is, you know, you treat everybody like you want them to be your best friend 5 years from now, because they very well could be.
Well, another thing I look forward to, I always look forward to, there's always a fan or two that either wants to get on me or wants to rag me about something.
How many?
A fan or two. There's a few.
Whoa.
There's a few.
Woo.
There's a few that's on my side too.
Woo.
So
Well, now one or two.
I have ruffled a few feathers on Friday night a few times. That's all right, but still yet, I enjoy going to those places. I enjoy seeing those people. And what really people don't understand is this. I've been, you name it, I've been in the middle of the ocean on a cruise. And a guy come up and sat down at my table and said, "Hey, my son says you do a sports TV show." And I said, "Yes, sir, I do." And he said, "Well, I'm so-and-so," and I don't remember his name. "I'm so-and-so, I'm the vice president of Food City. And my son, we used to live in Halls. I think now they live in Johnson. He lives in Johnson City or Bristol." He said, "My son, when we lived in Halls, and he went to Halls High, would go to Anderson County, some place in Anderson County, and they would watch you on TV on Friday nights." So I'm sitting in the middle of the water. There's nothing, I mean, you can't, it's dark as all
So
get
they'd
out.
already thrown you off the ship?
They've already thrown me off the ship. My son wanted to throw me off anyway. This is honest truth. I've been at Home Depot and been hollered at. I've been you name it, I've been everywhere. Some guy came up to me when I'd sign his hat over at Five Guys in Turkey Creek a few years ago.
That was the FBI.
It probably was.
They're trying to get a
I did
picture.
I did sign his hat. I mean, I've been everywhere, so
There's a song.
it is. I've been everywhere. I really have. And people's hollered at me, and people ask me, and they'll ask me this question: "Do you hate Ron Berry as bad as it seems on TV?" No, I don't hate Ron Berry. We just go on with each other. We're really good friends, and I tell everybody, "You've become one of my best friends," and I really mean that.
Wrestlers.
And we're wrestlers. Yeah. We're good and bad. I don't know which I am, the good or the bad. Sometimes I think I'm the bad. But seriously, that you start to talk about it, and you look at the relationships that we've made, whether they're good or bad. And, you know,
We really haven't made many bad ones.
no,
Really,
we've not.
really.
People rag me a lot, and I deserve every bit of it, and I take it. But I've also got to meet and become some friends with some really good people in all those venues. And when I tell them I appreciate being there, I really mean it. I appreciate being there. I enjoy going there. I look forward to going there, and
You know, I wish.
If this gig was to end tonight, I could say one thing: we've really had a good time, and I've enjoyed every minute of the ride that we've done.
I wish we had the ability to do all sports, because I can think back to several ball games when we've seen coaches with tears in their eyes because of joy, because they knew that their team shouldn't have won the game, but they won because they responded to something that coach has said or done. We've seen players with tears in their eyes, both winning and losing. We've seen mamas and daddies with tears in their eyes because their son has made a really good play or they've lost a game. That's the joy of people say, when are you going to stop doing it? How come you keep doing that? Because of just the things you've talked about.
That's exactly right.
That's
what drives me to come back every year, you know, and I look and I say, wow, I've been on the sideline and got to watch some games and been standing on people's sidelines in some really big games. A few years ago, Coalfield's down in Greenback, and they beat Greenback. Wasn't really supposed to beat them, and they beat Greenback. Then a few years, that same year, me and Brad go down and watch Coalfield. They play at Tennessee Tech, and I don't remember who they played, but we watched Coalfield win at Tennessee Tech and advance on to the state championship game. I've actually got to be on the sidelines with Coach Henry and those guys when they've won those games and advanced on. You know, the big run a few years ago that Oliver Springs had and made a deep playoff run. I got to be on the sidelines with all that going on, and that was really neat. Got to be on the sidelines down at Rockwood too during some times too. So we've been around some really good things, and it really is. It's been, like I said, if we decided that we're not going to do this anymore today, I could say one thing: it's really been a good ride, and I've really met some really good people.
It has, you know, and I remember back, just like you were talking about. I'm coming from the single and double A and triple A side, and all of a sudden I'm standing on the sidelines at Anderson County against Fulton in the playoffs, and Anderson County is down either 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Final Gibbs once 5 innings,
and Anderson County comes back and wins the football game.
Yes.
And I can appreciate Coach Green at Oliver Springs, you know, knowing that he takes a job in the middle of the summer, so that season is wiped off. And the same thing happened to Coach Brackett when he took it in the summer. That year is gone, and you could say it, and you mentioned at least once or twice every year how much Oliver Springs was improving, and to watch them last year, you know, really come good is what it's about.
Something that's always impressed me about Oliver Springs, those kids never quit.
Never quit.
They never quit. You can go week 2 and go back week 6 and see so much improvement, it's not even funny.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, Ron and Quina.
Yes, sir.
Triple D here.
Triple D, the man.
Yeah, this man, it bringing that determination, that desire, and dedication. I guarantee they'll work on any level. Will you bring that? I hope I got a grandson up there, remember, Quina. You're an Anderson County fan.
I'm an Oak Ridge fan.
Huh?
I'm an Oak Ridge fan.
Well, I'm an Oak Ridge fan, too, because I went to Oak Ridge. I'm an alumni.
There's a difference between me and you. I'm a Coach Gaddis fan, too.
Yeah. You follow behind Coach Gaddis and give him Gatorade.
Get him Gatorade.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, Coach Gaddis either got to step up or step down. We're going to see what he do. He got some talent over there. He got a little bits and pieces, but see, we used to winning in this town.
What did you do last year?
We've been alumni of Oak Ridge, and that's my alma mater, just like Clinton is your alma mater. But I'm going to talk about a better subject here tonight. Talk about my main man, T. Higgins. Look out for him, you and Ron. Now, he turned some heads last year as a freshman. he really gonna turn something this year. You watch out for him, and cause he got the 3Ds, and anytime a man got 3Ds, just like Jason Witten and some of the other guys, I understand Jason Witten. I'm gonna try to help get Jason Witten. I'm gonna try to get a campaign for these little young kids. These kids is being abused and misused, and these troubled teens. I get a man like Jason Witten on my campaign. I think we can do marvelous things about these kids in this area in this state. You know, Ron and Queena, there's about 7,000 foster kids in the state of Tennessee alone. And I got a special heart for kids like that because his kids have been stolen, misused, and used for drug trade, sex slaves and drug runners. And my heart goes out to them. If I can do something to save a few of them, a man like Jason Witten, and if I had to get a coach at UT, whoever, baseball, football coach, and join in, I take it to the level of the Tennessee Titans. Let's help these kids out. Let's do something about these kids getting misused. And
You're spoken like a real volunteer tonight, man.
Well, I've been in this town 58 years, so I should be.
Well, we get Coach Gaddis to help you too.
Coach Gaddis. Coach Gaddis wanna come in my campaign. Anything to do with a child, to help a child. Hey, we'll set that coaching aside. But I hope he can do a lot better this year.
3D.
Look out for my grandson up there.
We'll take care of him, buddy.
He's a sophomore. He was one of them freshmen last year.
Yeah, we'll take care of him.
My 3Ds are debt, despair, and detour. I have to make a lot of detours. Try to run around from some people.
Hey, Coach Gaddis has those 3Ds too.
Hey, where's the 3D? He ain't won in about 20-some years now. We don't want to talk about that. See, your man, Coach, you remember when we growing up, King Queen of the 10-cent store, you go in there, you'll get a Coke, and it has the fizz in that, it'll just about cut your throat.
Well,
see, Coach Gaddis has lost his fizz.
He's won the last couple of years.
Huh?
He's won.
Well, I heard you say last year before the season started he was on the hot seat. So now,
he might have been on the hot seat last year, but he made the playoffs and had a good run. So
what was the population of?
I was listening to you last year.
Hey, wait just a minute. What was the population of Oak Ridge when you were going to school here?
He ain't did nothing here lately.
What was the population of Oak Ridge when you were here, going to school?
What, somebody enrollment in the high school?
No, I'm talking about the population of Oak Ridge. A lot more people in Oak Ridge then, wasn't there?
A lot more jobs.
It wasn't that many.
Come on now. Come on now.
Hey, yeah, but that ain't got nothing to do with his coaching.
Oh, it's got all.
What to do with it?
Come on, man.
That ain't got nothing to do with it.
Oh, so you can take them mules. You can take them mules and go to the Kentucky Derby?
Yeah, I agree with you. You run a mule at the Kentucky Derby?
Huh?
You can run a mule at the Kentucky Derby?
No.
That's what I thought.
You gotta have thoroughbreds.
Yeah, well, all right then. Them thoroughbreds are no longer here.
Thoroughbred or he a mule?
Well, them thoroughbreds, though, that's my point. When population decreases, the number of thoroughbreds decrease.
I was looking for a souvenir for you to bring from. I heard. Do you understand? I heard that I missed the show last week that you brought up Triple D name.
Who did?
Yo, you did. You was in Florida last week. I understand. I got friends that watch this show. Hey, I got friends that watch this show.
That's good.
You got friends in lonely places.
You got friends in lonely places.
I got friends that watches this show.
Well, that's right. I brought up Triple D. I was told you was planning a big. Hold on a minute. I was told you was planning a big barbecue for the coaching staff at Oak Ridge. You're gonna have a barbecue, Coach Gaddis and the guys, and I just wondered if you was going to invite me and Barry. We wanted to come.
Well, no, you and Barry, y'all should be always kept. Y'all advocate of Coach Gaddis. I said I don't want the man to do bad, but
you don't want him to do bad. I don't want you on my side then if you.
Well, hey, but look here, you and Barry, y'all can carry y'all on that barbecue deal.
Okay.
Just save me a
have one for him, we will call you.
Well, you do that, Queena. You and Ron
Well, you get-
and my man, but like, watch out for my grandson up there at Alabama.
We'll watch him. We'll watch him, buddy.
All right, now.
Okay, buddy.
God
See.
bless you. Have a blessed rest of the night.
Appreciate
You
you.
too, man. His grandson's pretty good, too.
Is he?
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's
Wide
pretty good
receiver?
football- Pretty good football player. He's pretty good. Yeah.
Is he an upperclassman?
No, I think he's just going to be a sophomore.
Good.
He's pretty good looking kid, though.
Good.
He'll be all right.
Well, Coach Terry's fired up.
When is not Coach Terry
Oh
not
man.
fired up?
Talk about real quick. Let's talk about UT baseball. Big
Big
improvement.
series.
Big series. All they got to do is win the series, and they're in the tournament.
Big series has got to hold a one-game lead.
Just
and
win
need
the
to
series, and they're in.
2 out of 3.
That's right. That wins the series.
Wins the series. I mean, that's
what I'm
right.
saying.
Yeah, they need to win a
Say
couple
it any
games.
way you want to. Win
2
the
out
series,
of 3.
3
Win
out
the
of 3.
series. 2 out of 3 out of 3. Well, I know, but they need to win the series. So they win that series.
Win the series, they're in.
They're in.
And that's
Well,
that's a
let's see.
big accomplishment.
Could they win one and then be tied with them?
Well, if they would win it, they would be in then. Though.
Just winning one? Win one game would put them in?
No, if they win one, then Missouri's in. They got to win. They got to
win 2.
Yeah, got to win.
Well,
2.
that is a big series. That is a big series for them, man. I didn't know if them
That's
being
been-
up. Well, see what I
that's
thought.
been
If them
quite a-
being
quite
up
a
by
season.
one, if them being up by one game and they won another, that puts them up by 2. Then if Missouri won 2, they'd be tied, wouldn't they?
If Missouri wins the third one, then Missouri would be in. If they lose, if Missouri loses the first game, then they got to win the other 2.
So anyway, you go. Tennessee needs to win 2 out of
They need
3
to win
this
2 out of
weekend.
3.
That's what they need.
That's
to do. That's a big
it
improvement.
is
That's
big improvement.
Well, we sat here for a couple
Big
years
improvement.
now and said Tennessee needs to be in Hoover. They need to be in
That's-
Hoover.
And that's
They
the
need to
first
be in
step.
Hoover. So
And
we'll see.
Holly's deal is getting closer. Probably come off the caravan, and they'll get that deal. They'll get that deal struck. And
I'm still going to say it's a bad idea to give her a contract.
oh, you got to give her extension.
No,
got to give
you
her.
do not.
Got to give her a little extension.
No, you do
so,
not.
you don't have to necessarily give her a raise, but you got to give her an
You
extension.
do not have to give
Well,
her
you
an
can't
extension.
you can't have a.
You do not.
you
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something.
You can't have a lame duck
I'm
coach.
not Philip. Yes, you can. You can have a lame duck. I'm not Philip Former. If I was giving her extension, it'd be 1 year with no increase in pay,
that's-
no increase in the buyout, no increase in anything. I'd give her 1 year, and it'd be a 1 year deal. That's it. That's all it would be. She'd have to turn that program. She'd have to make some great improvement next year.
I'd say you probably have to give
And
her
here-
2.
It should, you probably do, to be fair.
Give her 2.
She's not going to turn that program around. It's going to take somebody
Because you
else.
know if you give her 2 and if she doesn't get it done this year, she's gone anyway.
And I don't think, and
Because you
we've
don't do
talked-
anything to the buyout.
and we've talked about it. I don't think she'll ever just resign on her
I
own.
think she will.
I think she'll have to be fired.
I think she will. I think.
I hope you're right.
I think the handwriting is probably on the wall, and she, because there's nothing else she can use. She won't be able to use recruiting because she's got the 2 best recruiting classes they've had probably in the last 15 years.
I agree.
So she can't use that. So it's down to the nitty gritty. You either got to win now or it's over.
Here's when I know what I've been preaching for the last 2 or 3 years is probably is looking like what I've been saying is true. When I see and hear, I know we just got short. I'll make it quick. When I hear fans talk that I know are loyal Lady Vol fans and actually go to the game and they tell me, you're probably right. We see it now. I know that time's up for her.
It's getting close, and that's why I think she'll do it on her own.
I'll see you next week.
All right, see you here next week. Have a great week, everyone.
Jesus is mine. Sing it, would you? Oh, I said I should